Hey guys, what's up? Zach here. Today we are here to talk about classic cars in F1 games, because I was scrolling through Stephen Hood's timeline and I found this tweet to Grand Prix 41, which you will see on your screen now. He is, are you considering bringing back classic cars for F1 2015? Stephen replies, I definitely want to revisit classics. Now, I know this is just a very small tweet, it might not mean anything, but I want to discuss it in this video today because honestly, I thought when F1 2014 was announced without classic cars that they wouldn't be bringing it back to any other F1 game. In my opinion, it looks like they tried it, it didn't work out, so I thought they were ditching it. But it looks like Stephen Hood, who has been known to sort of leak stuff in the past, is sort of saying here that he'd like to revisit and it could be a possibility. And I've always wondered, if they went back to classic cars, what sort of stuff would it be? Would it be more modern classic cars? Or would it be the same sort of cars we saw in F1 2013, like 80s and 90s cars? Or could we possibly have some modern classics, like the 2006 Renault or the 2008 McLaren? I'm not sure. That's the sort of stuff I think would appeal to most of the fan base, which obviously I talked about this in a recent video. A lot of the people that played this game weren't around in the 80s and early 90s, so we'd have no relevance to those cars. So maybe the 2006, 2008 cars, you know, that sort of era, I think would be great for the game. But I think the fact that Stephen Hood's even thinking about going back and doing some classic content is not the best in my opinion, because you know, the classic content was alright in F1 2013, but I think a lot of us were happy when it was took out the game for 2014 because, yeah, it was fun for the first couple of months, but after that, not many of us played it. Now, I think if there was a really good game mode within the classic content that could keep us, you know, for months and months and months, I think that would be great. Maybe some sort of career mode. I mean, if they went back to do classics, in my opinion, they've got to do it properly. They've got to get, like, a majority of amount of cars from one season. And I know that's a bit far-fetched. It might be lots and lots of money to get the licensing, but I'm sure they could work out some sort of deal. Maybe like 2007, where there wasn't a Formula 1 game. Maybe you could get maybe a couple of cars from that season, and we could actually race them against each other. Even if it was like the Super Aguri, maybe it was like the Spiker, it'd still be cool to race those cars that we actually never experienced on an F1 game. And especially coming from Codemasters' angle, because we obviously had 2006 through, I think, a Sony company. I always forget what it is, but yeah, 2006 F1 game was through a Sony company, and 2007, 2008 there weren't F1 games. 2009 wasn't really a game, it was more like a mobile game than an actual proper game. But I would like to see a game that can include some content from that sort of era, 2007, 2008, which we didn't have games. I think that would be really good for the game, especially as myself and I'm sure a lot of people got into F1 in 2007, 2008 when Lewis Hamilton was the big British star, and obviously a lot of the sort of people that play this game are in the UK. I don't want to be stereotypical in that, but a lot of the people that buy this game are from the UK and in Europe, and a lot of people support Lewis Hamilton, and I think maybe having his 2008 winning car in the game would be a massive boost for the game. It might be a lot in terms of licensing, but I honestly think they would get that money back if it was included maybe as a DLC or maybe in the game as a classic content version. I'm not too sure, but I honestly think if they do classic content, they've got to do it properly. They've got to get a decent amount of cars from the same season and maybe have some sort of career mode style thing in there. I mean, scenario mode's good and all, but I honestly don't think it has that much sort of... It doesn't have much of a life cycle. It's the first couple of months, yeah, it's cool. Then after that, nobody plays classic content. And obviously, I got the classic edition, and I sort of feel a bit let down that classic content was only there for really a couple of months. It wasn't really enjoyable after that. So, in my opinion, if they bring back classic cars, they need to do it properly. If they, wanting to do it just, half tried, I really don't want it back in the game. I'd rather they just focused on maybe the physics and just overall improving the game instead of going back to classic cars. But then again, that's just my personal opinion. I'm probably like 1 out of 5 million people that play this game. So maybe my voice isn't really that important in the whole grand scheme of things, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys put in the comment section of this video. And obviously whatever Codemasters do with future F1 games, I'll buy the game and see what it's like, and I'll still enjoy it nonetheless. But that's just my opinion on classic cars and what they should do if they're going to bring it back. But yeah, that's it guys. Thanks for watching this video, I appreciate it, and until next time, it's been Axmadi. Goodbye. So talking about this career mode, make it a lot more accessible to as many people as possible, because normally, well, all of the F1 games so far, you had to do the full season and all that sort of stuff, but now you don't have to do the full season. You can choose from shorter seasons, including 7 and 12 race options for a season. So I'm not sure if that's you choosing the races, or maybe you just get given a set amount of races that you need to do. I'm not too sure how that's going to work. I'm sure there's going to be more information on that soon.